Hello, everybody. Thank you all for tuning into this video. I hope you all are having a wonderful day or wonderful night, wherever you all may be. And it's all love, much love. And in this video, I think I'm going to title this video, Are Modern Women a Sign of Weak Men? Something like that, you know? And one thing I want to say is that I'm not a doctor and I'm not a specialist and I'm not a scientist. So keep that in mind. I just want to talk a little bit from experience and what I've seen and what I've noticed, and just from my own stuff that I've seen in life, you know. You know, one thing about myself is that in my opinion, there's guys that like physical beauty in a woman. And then there's guys that like intelligent women. And then there's guys that like a little bit of both. And then there's guys that seek out women to marry, a good housewife. And then there's guys that they need a lot of women, you know? And it's just also my opinion again that I think that's kind of the same for women. There's women that like physically fit men, and then there's women that like intelligent men, and then there's women that like a little bit of both, you know. But you know, I've said this before that women are winning right now. You know, they're out and about, they're at the gym, they're in the mall, you know. And the guys, I mean, I don't really know what too many guys are up to right now because my lifestyle, I haven't really seen that. But I would think that a lot of guys, it's not really affecting guys that bad. The only thing is that, in my opinion, and I'm speaking out of my own experience, the way I feel, you know. So I kind of like, in my opinion, I think I'm attracted to women that like to be like, um, stay at home and that are intelligent. And yeah, I kind of like women that are beautiful too. But in my opinion, the way I think about it is that I think I like a little bit of both. For the woman to be a little bit beautiful and for her to also be intelligent. You know, I want to talk a little bit, you know. It's been my experience because, you know, there's times in my life where I wanted to just sleep with women. I wasn't really looking to marry women. And then there's been times in my life where I did want to marry women, you know. So it's kind of weird. But from my experience, you know, I'm better. The way that I think is that I'm better at getting women in the sack than I am, you know, being a, you know, like the provider and all that. I'm not too good at that. I mean, I've tried to be like the husband and, you know, but I just don't think it's in my DNA. You know, I think, unfortunately for me, you know, I haven't had too much luck in the marriage aspect of the relationship with the woman, but I have been lucky. Well, I don't know if it's luck or what it is, but I have slept with quite a few women, you know. I mean, with all due respect, you know, but it's tough, you know. A lot of people think like, "Oh, wow, poor you, you know, you got to sleep with a lot of women." Yeah, but I'm not good at the marriage thing, you know. And in life, you know, the American dream, part of it is finding a woman that you can raise a family with, and I'm not good at that, you know. So, you know, what am I to do, you know? And another thing that I would like to share is that the times when I have, hold on a second, the times that I have had just one woman to be with, those have been some of the most depressing times for me. And the times where I had an abundance of women, 4, 5, 6 different partners, those were times where I was very happy, you know? And then you have these women like that are around my age that grew up with family members telling them that they grew up with family members telling them, no, you're gonna get a degree and you're gonna get a good job, so you don't need no man. You know, that's the kind of mentality that they have. So off the bat, they have a sort of disrespectful nature towards men, you know? It creates a nature of disrespect for the men, when before, like when I was little, seeing my grandparents, the men would be the worker, the breadwinner, and the woman would take care of the kids and clean the house and cook. You know, that's what I grew up seeing. But but I think what's going on right now is that, like, for example, myself, I'm kind of in a place in my life where I'd like to find a woman to settle down with. But like I tell you, it's not really in my nature to do those things. It's kind of in my nature to have more than one woman and like that. And for these ladies that grew up with parents telling them, you're going to get the job, you're going to get the degree, so you don't need no man. What are they to do? They're either in their apartments or their houses by themselves, because they grew up almost seeing that that men weren't worthy of their time. So with that being said, are modern women a sign of weak men? I don't think so. I think that what it is that I think that men and women have to learn how to appreciate each other again. They have to read books about it, how to create harmonious relationships. Men have to read books on the psychology of women and what they like and what they don't like. And women need to do the same. So with that, thank you all for watching. I love you all, and have a very good day or very good night. Thank you.